Welcome back everybody to the secondary stream of the Intel Extreme Masters Taipei, where we are actually live already with our first match of Group B, and it's a Protoss, so my Protoss heart is ready, it's beating fast. Nate, it's actually filled with love and joy for the first time since last
I can hear,
August.
I can feel that boom 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 boom.
I've never felt this alive. Let's just go ahead and hop into game number 1 between SK T1s.
Classic.
I was waiting for that. Thank you, Nate.
I got your back.
9 o'clock position of Catalina, as you guys can see. First match, first map of Group B. Over here in the right bottom side of the map, we are looking at the Red Zerg's player base. He had to dodge a couple of bullets from his teammate that was throwing up cannons at pretty much every single base he could possibly expand. That teammate was Daisy. This man, it's Czech. You know there was another Czech in the early days of StarCraft 2, right? He was the Warcraft. He was the Warcraft 3 Czech. He was Czech Poo. Czech Poo was very good.
I remember this guy.
Alrighty, so Classic decides to open up with the gateway on the high ground. Wants to play it safe. Wants to
And
make
it's
sure.
a 15 pool from Czech, so pretty safe from both. Kevin, I really need to ask you this question.
Ask anything you want to ask, Nate. This is why I'm here. This is why I play this matchup. This is why I have passion.
This has nothing to do with this matchup, unfortunately. My
yeah.
question is more so related to how much punishment do you think Zerg and Protoss players are going to give themselves before they give up on playing Catalina and start to play the other maps? How long will they play on these maps that they vetoed for 2 seasons in a row? Like, Catalina was one of the most highly vetoed maps, but now it's going to get played every match. Like, what does it take for these guys to say, maybe I'll play Secret Springs?
I think a week or two. I think in a week or two, people will rather play on the new maps than on Catalina. I think this tournament is still just a little bit, you know.
You think WCS Premier will have players playing off of Catalina?
Yes, plenty. I definitely think there will be a lot of Protoss players who do not play Catalina. I mean, I know there are a few Protoss players out there. Like, I've been very vocal about how much I dislike Catalina, especially in PvT. Then again, I am not a world-class player, so you guys should take everything I say about balance with a grain of salt. I do the same thing, don't worry. But there are a few guys out there that are like, oh, it's actually not that bad. It will take them a couple of losses before they say, you know what, I'm so done with Catalina. I will start playing on Inferno Pools, on Secret Spring, on Expedition Lost, on Vanny Research. Like, Vanny Research Station is not even that bad for Protoss. I would like to see it in this match. It's kind of difficult against Terran, but I think against Zerg, like, it's pretty much as good as they come. I don't think it's a bad map against Zerg at all.
All right, let's see. I have to agree with you mostly because we know. I guess it's kind of unfair for what I would. My reasoning would simply be that the Koreans, because as you mentioned earlier, play practice games and customs more, that the foreigners who ladder more would probably have more experience on the new maps.
One happy little Zergling from Czech is gonna make his way into the main base. There's an Overlord as well. He sees everything is very normal. Of course, what you want to see as a Zerg player in this phase in the game is like he's actually mining off 2 assimilators, right? If it's 1, then most of the time it's crazy gateway all in, 7 gate, maybe with a +1. You can actually afford 7 gate +1 off 1 assimilator. I know it sounds silly, but you can do that. You won't have a whole lot of stalkers, and you definitely won't have a whole lot of sentries, but you will have +1 zealots and a few stalkers mixed in here and there. But everything looks very standard so far from Classic. Czech will be happy with this, because he went up 3 hatchery gasless. It wasn't a hatch first, it wasn't 2 hatch before pool, but it's still 3 hatchery gasless, so that's pretty much the third most economic opening that Zerg players have. And you know Nate, if I'm Classic, I'm throwing up 2 gateways in the front and 1 in the back. Or I just throw them all up in the front. I don't think Classic is gonna do that.
He doesn't have a pylon in the back of his main though, no? Am I blind? Yeah, you can't put one in the back.
Well,
it's not an option today, Kev.
This is still kind of the back though. Does he have a probe with his army? No, he doesn't. He's just going to try to be annoying over here, but this is exactly what Czech will be capable of dealing with. If there are 5 stalkers over here, trust me, it's very hard to deal with that as a Zerg player with slow links. If you get a surround off, you'll be out of the woods and you've pretty much won the game. If you don't get the surround, then suddenly you find yourself making slow links for the next 3 minutes in this game, and you will still just take a losing battle because there's just no way you're going to kill 5 or 6 stalkers off creep with slow Zerglings. However, I'm casting a hypothetical game. I shouldn't do that. There's a Stargate going up in the front now as well, but Czech has seen it, unless he didn't click on it and he thinks this is a gateway, but I don't think that's the case, as he just made 4 overlords. 5 overlords, man, he's making so many overlords, Nate! Why is he making so many overlords?
He doesn't have the income to actually make mass speedling, I'm not sure.
How did this pylon?
Do you think he did that on accident?
Yeah, I think what he thought was going to happen. Is there a wall up? There's nothing over here, by the way. These slow Zerglings are going to be devastating. Oh god, no, move in. This is not a full wall of, is it?
Maybe.
It is.
No, then how'd the Stalker get out?
No, that's later. I think the Stalker walked out. So now
Oh,
actually,
he walled it off on the way
Yeah.
out. Okay.
so now we have a really interesting scenario over here. There is one Oracle that's working on these Zerglings. I can't believe that was actually a full wall off. I rarely see people do that. But Classic is now just ravaging everything over here because all the slow Zerglings were out of position. Somehow, some way, a pylon went up right next to the next third base. And now Czech just loses that expand, and Classic is in an absolutely phenomenal position.
Yeah, this is a pretty weird
Lol.
game scenario. I'm not gonna lie, Kev. I don't see this too often.
No, this was not supposed to happen like that.
All right, as long as it doesn't just come down to my ignorance of the matchup, like as long as you're surprised too, then I feel better about myself.
That's really weird. He just walked in a sentry on the other side of the wall, and then he lost it immediately. So when is he going to break down this wall? That's what I wonder about. What are you going to break down? I guess the gateway. 2 Oracles are out, and there is a Void Ray out as well. So these Speedlings, they're really not that intimidating. They're going to try to work on these Stalkers, but with Oracles unleashing so much damage from the skies, there's no way that these Zerglings can stick around. And Czech is in an awful position, man. He does have 47 drones, but he has no tech. He has no third base. He has no gas in his main. This is just awful.
Yeah, no tech check. Tough place to be.
Tech, no check. You know, the checkbox next to tech, it's unchecked.
I like the way this conversation's going.
Yeah, this is some high-level commentary over here. This is why they pay us the big boys, guys.
Robotics facility
Big bucks.
coming in.
They don't pay us in big boys. That would be very weird. You can get a check, you open the envelope, it's like 2 big boys.
You get a check.
Get a
Well met.
You get like a UPS envelope. It's a big box. There are actually 2 boys in it.
It's like, well, I play Zerg. It's like, oh wow, you actually just sent us the 2 players.
Alright, so robotics facility is going up as well behind this one gateway. It's very funny how Classic has played this, because normally when you have full... No, wait! It was never a full wall off!
Ooh, Inception.
See, I was not stupid. I was so surprised. Why did these Zerglings? Oh my god.
So,
What? You
You
what now, mate? My mind is blown. That's insane. I cannot believe that he just had 12 Zerglings and a completely exposed natural, and he started working on a Stargate that he didn't have a kill. This Roach attack is actually very, very unintimidating. I know I'm supposed to bring hype over here, but I do not believe that like 12 Roaches are going to achieve anything against the strong economy that Classic has. He has a Void Ray, he has Oracles, he has plenty of gateways. Oh my god, I can't believe... Wow. I cannot believe what we have just seen, Nate.
Yeah.
I already
have
thought that
anything
those
to add to
Zerglings
that.
were like...
I'm really confused.
They were kind of
myself.
deep in,
It
you know?
looks.
Yeah, they were...
Yeah, but you're like, okay, maybe just like one hex of it
Yeah.
meets the other side. It does look like maybe you couldn't fit through, but
I know. I mean, at a certain point, I almost believed it. I was like, oh, this is a full wall of it. And I was like...
looks can be deceiving.
You know how annoying it would have been for Classic if there were 12 slow Zerglings in his mineral line, or it was more like 16 or 18 links even. No cancel there on that. What I believe was either a gateway or a Stargate. It would be very weird if it was a Stargate. So I guess it was a gateway.
Yeah.
Classic has done an acceptable job, Czech has done an acceptable job in re-establishing a pretty strong economy, but you know, Protoss that was up to 3 bases before you had your 3 bases up and running, and has Oracles flying over your creep, making sure that it has a close eye on everything you do. This is just a very uncomfortable position to be in as a Zerg player. You're down in supply at the 13-minute mark, and you know something went terribly wrong in this game. Gets an Oracle there.
Yeah, just trades away from some Queen health, which can be transfused back. The Hydralisks are on the way out. But +2 Blink, Kev. It's not going to be the first time we'll have seen someone ricochet off of that into a really big push. He's even going to have 3 Immortals in it to deal with a number of Roaches.
I mean, Classic is in a phenomenal position. His army is so much stronger than the army of Czech. Czech is getting his Hydralisk out though, and his Hydro count is going up rapidly. I must say I'm pretty impressed with the way the Czech has played this, because I really thought he was kind of just dead in the water after that devastating start. Now it sort of feels like we have a game on our hands. You know, if the force fields are not as good as they're supposed to be, and you take a fight, a committed fight,
And
without Colossus.
that's when we remember that Classic won a GSL last year.
Yeah, and then he's like, we're not going to do that. I was actually so surprised when Classic won the GSL. Going into that season, he was one of my least favorite players to even make it to the top 8. and then he won the entire thing. I've really been that wrong in my StarCraft 2 predictions.
It goes without saying that I can't be a fan of Classic because he abandoned my race.
Yeah, he did. And I always felt that, like, I was like, you know, he's going to be one of these guys that thinks Protoss is strong, but haha, he's not going to achieve anything. And then like, well, he just won a GSL within 5 months of switching race. I played this race, Nate. I was struggling to get into Grandmaster League. This was back then.
Life is tough.
Now I don't struggle.
All right, so Czech trying to put some pressure onto this third base, but there is a massive wall.
Yeah, that's why when you're in such a good position, you just know, you're like, all right, as long as I don't lose any bases, I will be fine. My economy, you know, is going to be pretty damn good considering the fact that my
And he's
opponent
sniping
is
this base on the right side again, too.
Yeah. Is that still the same pylon? I think it is.
The return.
Alright, couple force fields will go down. Guardian Shield is of course activated as well. There's one Colossus joining this party now, and that is just that is not a position you ever want to find yourself in. When you're only stuck on the Roaches and Hydras, your upgrades are far from intimidating, as the only upgrade that's currently ready is +1. No, this is just not the way that you want to play Zerg in this matchup, mate. He's getting corrupted. I mean, this is a Wings of Liberty army. Like, no upgrade Roach Hydra Corruptor. I don't know, Nate. This isn't looking all that good for a Zerg player right now.
Nope. Zealot's going to get dropped into the main base. He's got his sights set on... Oh my god, so many Zealots being warped in. 9 inside the base of Czech 2. Zealots being splintered off to distract the Hydralisk. Picks off the Queen. Hold position. Drone's going down. Not bad, not bad.
He's getting quite a bit of work done, but above all, he's buying time for himself. He's freeing up some army supply. Like, he's actually taking his super sweet time. He's just like, how can I lose this game? Well, actually, I can lose this game if I max out. He's getting everything, Nate. He has... How many gateways do we have? It's blocked by the image, but I think we have a solid, like, let's say 12 to 14 gateways. He's getting +3, he's getting Storm, he has 2 Colossus, he has 3 Immortals, these Queens. Czech knows right now. Like, I hate to do this, guys, because I know that Czech is maxed out and stuff, but this Protoss army can dance twice in the fight and still win it. And I wish I was lying, but I'm not lying. As long as he drops some force fields, I believe he can get away with 2 dances and still win.
I don't think he's going to dance, Cav.
No, I don't think he's going to do that.
I do think he's going to win.
I mean, he could also land a couple of feedbacks. He's even using a preemptive photon overcharge over here. He's playing this as safe as one Protoss has ever played at 3 base versus 3 base.
Yeah, the units are trying to come through, but those force fields, as you said, reasonably well placed. Units are going to filter through, and of course that allows the Colossi splash to wreck base. The Immortals are absolutely pummeling all of the Roaches in this army, and Czech trying to overwhelm him. He's got Roaches consistently being forced as a follow-up, but you know what, without any Hydralisks, without the Queens, that next fight is just pure Roaches.
Oh my god! Oh
wow.
My god! The reinforcements running into...
That probe! That probe he blocked! That probe. Can we get a shout out for that probe? The MVP probe. He blocked those Hydralisks from going through.
Man, Czech must have been like, what the hell? Why do you have 3 cannons over there as well?
Get out of my way. And that probe's like, even the smallest robot can be significant sometimes.
I mean, to be honest, Czech did a little bit better there as well. I keep saying to be honest. I don't know why I would not be honest.
To be honest, Kev, it's okay to be honest sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Like, you're sitting here, to be honest. Why do I keep saying to be honest? Czech did a little bit better there than I thought he would do, but it was still not good enough. He lost pretty much all of his Corruptors. He has 2 left, but they're so low on HP. Again, there is a War Prism over here on the right side, still dropping some slow Zealots. I don't believe Charge is in this game. No, it's not. It was before +3, so maybe that's why, you know, those Zerg units lived a little longer than I thought they would. And they did have +2 as well, so I guess they were even on upgrades. But that's the last time in a while that they will be even in attack upgrades, at least. And Czech Classic is actually confident enough now, Nate, that he can step on creep and seal this bad boy in.
Yep, it's looking like he should be able to do so. Picks off the left side base, and Czech's just going for a big counter attack. I guess he wants to try to force a base trade, but I'm not really feeling it.
I don't mind that. Like, fighting that army straight up, he would have absolutely no shot.
So he's at least taking the best chance, even if it's no chance.
He's taking the chance of maybe my opponent messing up, donating a Colossus here and there, fooling Chad Jones. He has a couple of Roaches as well, but this base has like 5 cannons and so many pylons powering everything as well. These Stalkers are kind of blinking in awkward position, but I don't think that Classic has to worry too much if he ends up losing 3 or 4 Stalkers while killing all these Roaches. Czech is actually doing a really good job in pulling Classic all over the place, and with the way that this game has opened up, even if Classic wins this game, which I still think he absolutely will. There are 8 Mutalisks on the way now, that's something. I think that this game should give Czech some confidence and motivation for game number 2 and 3, I don't think he needs motivation, but confidence is definitely something. He must be like, man, this game started off as an absolute walking disaster for me, and you're making it this hard for yourself to win this game. You know those games I'm talking about, right, on ladder, that someone has like an absolute dream start, you stay in it, and then actually you make the game so much closer that even when you lose it, you kind of felt like, you know, this was a victory.
You're
for
like,
me.
man, I accomplished something.
Yep.
I know exactly what you mean, Kev.
Is he revealing the middle list yet? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's running straight over to that fourth.
I mean, if this meter count keeps growing up, then there's a little bit of hope. All these roaches and hideouts will get picked off. Classic is losing so many probes though. Of course, he's still way richer, and I have no idea how Czech is ever supposed to kill this Protoss army. And I also don't think this is the type of game where Zerg is going to have a massive advantage in the base race, because Czech has just no money anywhere. He doesn't have hatcheries, doesn't have the money to still squeeze out like 15 more middleists while this base trade is, you know, starting. So this is the most least intimidating base trade I've ever seen.
Yeah, there's not a lot of mutalisks. He doesn't really have the money to add on too many more at this point. He's got hatcheries building on the bottom left and bottom right corners of the map, but at some point or another,
I mean, look at the supply. Like a 109.
The supply kind of just says it all.
196 supply against 96. Like I said, I would love to hype this game up a little more than I have been doing in the last few minutes, but I would just be dishonest with you guys.
Yeah, GG. Classic takes game number 1. Well played, well played. And one map win away from securing his first victory here.
Still,
Extreme Masters.
Everything I said in the last 2 minutes is something I still truly believe in. If I was Czech, I would look at this game and be like, can't believe that pylon went up. Man, I'm actually going to watch the replay. As soon as this second game is done, I want to watch the replay of anything changed in that wall. But obviously nothing changed because the gateways and the Stargate just stay there. He could have ran into the natural with like 14 slow links, and that's awful.
Yeah, the Stargate wasn't a wall off.
No.
Like, what?
Yeah, I know. That's insane. Like, if those 14 links run into the natural, Classic has to pull away all those workers, and then he can just chase it into the main. He has to go for defensive warpins, so that hatchery on the right side of the map is going to die a lot slower. Maybe a spine goes up, maybe the queens can reinforce, maybe new slow Zerglings that were just morphing on that side of the map could actually save that hatchery. Like, those Zerglings, they were small, but they could have had great ambitions, or they should have had great ambitions.
If they went to that mineral line, then it's a completely different game.
They could have reached to heights that slow Zerglings have never reached before. But they said, you know what? We don't have those dreams and goals. We just want to nibble away at this Stargate. But this was not a moment to nibble away at the Stargate, Nate.
No, it was not. It was a terrible moment to nibble.
All right, guys. I have a question for you. What map do you think game number 2 is going to be played on? Do you think someone in chat has this question wrong?
I don't know. Maybe someone that intentionally wants to be wrong?
Yes. Someone is like, Inferno pools! And like, no.
Guys, they're playing on Zelnaga Caverns. What tournament is this, Tasteless? It's like, no, sorry.
Would be awesome. Obviously, the second map is going to be played on Overgrowth, a map that we have seen a lot over the last 5 or 6 months of StarCraft 2, and we are going to see more and more and more now as we have a brand new, perhaps relatively intimidating map pool. So everyone is just rolling with what they know. Never change the winning team, don't fix unless it's broken, and change is bad. Over here on the left bottom side of the map we have SK T1 Stalicom. It is Czech.
It's classic.
Yes. I was wrong. It is classic. And over here on the right top side of the map we have a blue Zerg player representing Way Spider. It is classic. Kidding. It's Czech.
Oh, you.
I was just giving you a sharp, Nate. I noticed that, like, it's getting always kind of late over here when we're doing broadcasts like this.
I wake up
Southern
really early
California.
in the morning, so Kevin knows I get tired pretty fast.
Hey, we've had a day full of activities, mate.
Yeah.
We went shopping. Nate and me went to a cute mall with a fountain.
It was
lovely.
actually really nice. I don't know, man. I should have skipped my morning workout session. I woke up so early.
Alright, so there's a drone scout and a probe scout, so nothing is going to be too insane over here. There's no gas taken yet. I wonder about that second probe. Wow.
He's just gonna try to build it up. Oh, no. He's not that crazy.
He's indeed not going to do
He's
it.
not that crazy, Kev, right?
He doesn't have money for it right now, so no.
Well,
Unless he can suddenly morph into a hatch while having 90 minerals in his bag.
That's a common answer to most of the weird questions in life. It's like, what's he gonna do? Well, he doesn't have that much money, so probably not.
Is it true that Rotterdam has his own private helicopter and flies to Vegas every Friday night? No, it's not true. He doesn't have money to do that. If I did have the money, there's a good chance it would be true, Nate.
Hey man, I would be right on that.
Yeah, you'd be my co-pilot.
There's nothing. There are few things that people know. I wanna in life is I wanna be on a helicopter. It's a goal.
I want to have my own helicopter.
I wanna have my own as well. I wanna be a pilot. That's the dream.
I could have like a cool design of my helicopter. I don't think I'm allowed to be a pilot. My eyes are too bad. They're like, sir, you can't actually see anything further than 5 meters away. Do you really think it's a good idea to fly this helicopter? I got this. I wear contact lenses, by the way. But still, avoid me if you see me on the road. Czech is starting to mine gas as well. So despite the scouting and
The everything.
the annoying things of the early game where people prevent you from throwing down the building where you wanted to build, and a little bit of work and rest here and there. Nothing crazy has happened. Classic went for the gateway into Nexus without taking the assimilator, so it's still a pretty economic opening. Had a very quick Nexus. Man, those Nexus are actually super quick. This reminds me of when I open up with 2 Stalkers. Like just now I actually get my Nexus. That's like a full 70 seconds later than when you get it with an opening like this. Just shows how economic it is. Of course, quicker second Nexus allows you to produce a lot more probes early on and actually makes it very doable to catch up in the work account. Especially because Czech opened up with speed this game. I don't really understand this, by the way, of players. Like, you play Catalina, you see that your opponent opens up 1 gate, and I think he even took the gas before the expand. I kind of forgot that.
No, he took the expand. Oh, wait.
Yeah, last game.
Yeah, last game.
Did he take the expand before the gas?
In the last game?
Yeah. Did Classic do that?
I don't think so.
Alright. I don't think so either. So like still, he's like, I'm gonna be gasless on Catalina. That's a great idea. But then on this map, where he scouts that his opponent has relatively late gas, he's like, ooh, gotta open up with speed links. Don't want to die to that again. It's like, man, should have been the other way around. The opening is identical for Classic, but obviously he's not gonna be able to kill this hatchery this time with just 2 gateways. Yeah, it's only 2 gates this time, so it's not identical. It's just a much more passive opening for Classic. This is just a very macro-ish approach to this matchup. He's gonna take his 3rd and 4th gas relatively quickly. Gonna open up with Phoenix, actually. That's cool. I like it, Nate. Gives me a very ruddy-ish feeling to this game.
Yeah, I don't get to see Phoenix enough.
Unless you watch the Roddy stream, you see Phoenix like every second game.
Phoenix, yeah. I watched Bales play in Premier League versus.
Are you saying that you don't watch the Roddy stream?
I mean, I've tuned in occasionally.
Hey, you're a subscriber to the Roddy stream. You're part of the Roddy crowd, mate.
Part of the Roddy crowd. I get to look, walk, talk, act like you.
Yep. I know that you. I know that that's your dreaming life.
Well, yeah, it's not a bad one.
I know there are always people out there to be like, right? Tell me I'm a good guy, Nate.
I don't know, Kev.
Hey.
So the Phoenix are looking for overlords on the map. He wants to supply block and deny scouting, and with this robotics facility, we're likely to see him follow it up with some Colossus play. He missed an overlord. Yeah. Kevin, would you miss that overlord if you opened Phoenix?
I don't think I would have missed it. I'm very good at picking off overlords early on.
I'll make the Reddit post right now. Kevin Rotterdam Van de Kooi thinks he's better than Classic. It's over.
I definitely don't think that's the case. I'm convinced, actually, Nate, that that's not the case. Now, these 3 Phoenixes, if they start picking up drones now, that's definitely frustrating for Czech because he doesn't have a booming economy just yet. The Robo base going down already as well. I'm curious to see when Classic decides to go up to 3 bases, Nate. I think anything before the 10-minute mark, when you open up Phoenix into Colossus, is very acceptable because your opponent doesn't have a massive economy either. So if you wipe in this Nexus at 9 minutes and 15 seconds, I think you can feel very good about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, being able to get away with that is always nice.
Because there are speed links on the map, so it's kind of like unrealistic to expect the 7-minute something expand. Unless you want to drop that expand before your robo units are out, but then you have to worry about crazy Ling and Roach attacks. That can be very hard to deal with.
Yeah. Layers starting up, and Robotics Bay is about to complete.
Oh, it gets it at 8 minutes and 50 seconds. It's quick.
Okay. You think that's good?
Yeah, I think it's good for Protoss. Especially because, like, if you take a look at the economy, Czech is on 60 workers now. He's losing a few extractors here and there. Oh, the tech is relatively late. That's a lot of queens as well. Interesting.
Yeah, he's grabbing a few drones here that are trying to go between the bases. Not bad, not bad.
Man, that's so many queens.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few. He's going like Kane level, queen posse here, man.
I wonder what he's going to do with all those queens. He's still making drones.
Is there a push he could do with that? Maybe? later. He's
Eventually.
getting 1-1 for his Lings. So.
Eventually he could get Ultralisk, but
Yeah, that's quite a ways off.
Yeah, I know.
It's like you know you don't have to get those queens now to do that, right?
Why did he kill that Crypto? What was bothering him?
Oh, is he gonna wall it off? No.
These Phoenixes still being annoying over here. Queen's of course not the most mobile version of anti-air. So, I mean, he is going to get absolutely redonkulous creep spread as these Zerglings try to get something done over here, but he hasn't really invested a whole lot in units. Man, that Overlord still lives. Ah, Aspire. Aspire.
Well, Mutiling. I mean, upgraded Lings are really good at base trades, right?
Yep.
Can't fault him for that.
Void Ray is out, correct? Yes, the Void Ray is indeed out.
Just needs to not lose all of his Phoenix.
I mean, Mutalisk are very good against Void Ray Colossus, obviously. As Naniwa once upon a time said, and now it's actually very relevant to make Naniwa quotes again, because our savior from Sweden is back to save StarCraft. He always said, if I was a Mutalisk, I would like to meet a Void Ray. I think it's one of the most inspirational things Naniwa has ever said.
I mean, when you've got a couple of mutas, man, it's to outscale those Void Rays super hard.
So
Rain
he's got
is almost done for the Colossi.
He scouts the Spire now, and if I was him, I would drop a second Stargate. Maybe even a Fleet Beacon, but definitely a second Stargate. If he doesn't do it, I'd be shocked. It could also still be Corruptus though, but he doesn't make any Station Fleets, so I don't think he's going to try to win this game on Zergling Corrupt there. I'm not saying it's impossible, but...
No, he's got to go Muta, right?
I think so.
Yeah. The one thing that does suck is, of course, there's still Phoenix on the map though.
Yeah, 5 Phoenixes. Oh, he's going to go Zergling Corruptor.
Wow, this is not common. It's popped up a few times. Do the queens really help?
I mean, they transfuse the Corruptor, so they make sure that they get the job done in killing the Colossus and the Void Rays. Yeah, I'm very curious how this one will play out. I'm sure that Czech has done this many times, otherwise you won't do it on such an important match. Man, this is cray-cray. 75 drones against 68 probes. Not a whole lot has happened yet in this game, but this is a very interesting unit composition that Czech is going for. He still... Oh, he can also still make Mutalisk after this, by the way. He could like pretend he doesn't want to go Mutalisk and then let the Corruptus kill the Phoenixes in the first big fight and then go into Mutalisk. Alright, Nate, this is kind of cool.
That'd be too intense of a mind game for me. These Zerglings are looking for something that they can grab onto outside of this natural expansion. Nothing there yet, but here come the Corruptors. Kept 40 more Lings on the way, and the March of the Penguins.
Yep, Penguins take the sweet time.
Waddling over.
We're looking at 6 or 7 queens over here. Man, this is going to be a really interesting fight. We're looking at 3 I like the 3 Colossus a lot, though. Because 3 Colossus will always get a lot of damage done before they die. Like, if you have 2 Colossus, then there's a good chance that the majority of the Lings will live. Well, here we go. It's going to be Queen Corruptor against the contained Protoss army. Nate, what's happening? The Zerglings are killing everything on the right side over here.
Man, what a weird situation to be in. The Mothership Core trying to help with that Photon Overcharge.
Transfuse.
But the Lings, man, there's so many. Even though there's a Photon Cannon, well, I guess he's going to back off. He's looking to try to defend the Queens as the Void Rays come out, but it looks like it's just going to be too much.
I mean,
all
like
the Colossi are still alive.
Obviously, Classic is not going to die over here because the Stalkers will never die. But if the Void Rays... No. Well, the Void Rays don't even die. All the Queens just died.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Now
this was like the Sim City of the century over here.
Yeah, he couldn't get it. He didn't even kill the cannon.
Well, what did he do with all the Zerglings? It really looked like he was ravaging a lot of stuff.
Nothing.
But the Mutalisk is indeed going to be the follow-up, so we were onto something. It is a 4-base Zerg, mining of 8 extractors, perhaps soon to be 10. He's gonna have a crazy... I'm afraid he might just lose all of his bases.
I don't think he can build enough to defend against this. I don't feel like just mutas are gonna...
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna try to defend. He's gonna try to base trade immediately.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
There's no way he's gonna try to defend. Defending seems like a bad idea. Alright, so here we go. Full on base trade. How many cannons do we have over here? Just 2, 3 actually. The first Phoenix... Oh, he's throwing up 6 cannons in his natural. I do kind of like that.
Yeah, just defend, buy time, buy as much time as possible. Now those cannons are not ready just yet.
Picks off the sentry. A good snipe over there. Second sentry being warped in. Will land the force field. It's a little late to the party. Couple of defensive stalkers. I think he's still going to lose out everything over here. How many Mutalisks though? You seriously need close to 30 Mutalisks to actually start winning this game. And he's up to like 18 soon. Alright, Nate. I'm very curious to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, 2-2 coming in for the Lings makes them just so much more powerful.
We do have that Mothership Core over here. Classic has killed 2 bases at the same time as well. I feel like most of the drones survived, but I have no idea where they went.
More mutas coming in, and as long as he can't lock down any of these bases, this is actually really frustrating. He needs to get his army back.
But it's only 14 mulas right now, and I feel 14 mulas is just not enough. It's just not an intimidating enough number. And now these cannons are going to finish up over here as well. That even though Classic is going to lose so much in his main, as long as you have one mining base, in general that's all you need. And of course he still has that mothership core over here as well, so he can always recall. It's not like he's going to lose all of his buildings. I think this is going very well for SK T1 Telecom's Classic.
Yeah, he's doing it, man. He's picked off all the bases of the Zerg player except for that southeast one, but most importantly, he's cleaned up the lair. He has access now to kill off all of the tech structures, preventing any actual units from being made. And, well, you said he's stuck on one base with these force fields. You can't break through at all.
The recall is being used. Check. Whoa, he didn't kill the Spire. That's actually a pretty big mistake. I definitely think Classic should have killed the Spire, but... Okay, and a couple of stocks were left behind, so this is the moment where the cleanup crew will make its way back to this side of the map and actually clean up the forces that were left behind. And that is something that Czech can work with. I think it's been a massive mistake that he left that Spire alive, Nate. I think that's the only mistake that Classic has so far made in this game.
Yeah, opening up the door for more Mutalisks to be made is probably the only way that he could lose, really. Exactly. I feel like he's just so far ahead in every other way that it's not even an issue in that case.
Army supply, we're looking at 91 against 62, and out of that 62, the majority is Zerglings, and Zerglings, of course, not extremely good against an army that has 3 Colossus in the mix. That Spire still being alive is the only thing that gives me the idea that Czech has a good shot at winning this game, because he can actually still grow his Muta Ball. Maybe pick up a unit. It's still tricky. Classic is going to have to ask himself, when do I want to start moving out? When do I want to expand? Am I going to expand?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really know how
he lost all his targets as well, right? Yeah. No way he has his target.
No.
Okay, okay. This could still go either way.
He's going to add more cannons, and I guess as they finish, just push out.
Yeah, the thing, how many cannons are we looking at? It's quite a few cannons. Yeah. I mean, Classic is still in a very good position, but this counterattack is going to make things tricky. I guess he just waited until he had enough energy to eventually recall out again and make sure he doesn't lose. I love the 1 sentry he left behind, making it even harder for these Zerglings to sneak in. Classic knows exactly what Czech wanted to do.
Really good force field there. Cannons are finishing up now. Classic holding on for dear life to this base. The Lings are trying to just surround everything to break it up so that he can get inside, but...
he does have massive upgrades though. Let's take a look at this fight over here. The Spineclaw is buying a little bit of time. Is Czech going to be able to save the majority of his drones over here? Forward blink, all these spines are going to fall. I guess just kill the hatchery and recall home as soon as possible. He does need to recall though. If these Zerglings are right clicking on this Nexus now, I would go for the Nexus Czech. He's going to go for the workers instead. That's not a terrible decision, because he does still have one natural. This Nexus, I think it might actually end up... No! The recall is going to happen.
The recall comes back home in the nick of time, and now with no hatcheries on the map, okay, he starts another one.
Yeah, no, this one is done already.
Yeah, okay, he's got that one. Okay.
But yeah, he lost...
He doesn't really have a lot with it.
He has 17 drones. Oh, clean up crew again. 1 or 2 units. Okay, how many probes are left? 1.
1 probe to rebuild them all.
Oh, forward blink. He's gonna get a couple of Mutalisks here. Man, yeah, no, not a single one. Not a single one. I have lied again. So we have a mining base. Oh no! No! He has no layer.
Ouch. Well, he doesn't have income to do anything with the units he'd have anyway, right?
No active tumors. I mean, like, not now, but eventually soon. Anyways, I think losing the Spy, that pretty much seals this game, because I truly thought the only way that he was going to win is if that Muta count goes up and makes the base trade more intimidating, because he's not going to win this game with unupgraded Roaches, not with Hydralisk, he's never going to get Vipers, and Zerglings are just not going to kill 3 Colossus. So, I kind of felt that the Spire was the only escape card that he had, the trick up his sleeve.
Yeah, it's not looking like there's too much more that he can do here. He splits his army up. At this point, he knows there's such little on the map for Czech that he can happily just spread out. Yeah, this is enough.
For us, it's very easy to see that this game is pretty much won for Classic. If you're Classic right now, you're super paranoid.
Really horrified that your opponent managed to take a base that you didn't spot in time or something, and then they've suddenly got like 5,000 drones mining away.
Exactly. That's like the moment you see 2 more hatcheries going up, and you're like, oh god. Well, everything is dying out over here. The Spire is gone. Everything is gone. I think if an Overlord is dropping creep and you lose your layer, will it continue to drop creep?
Yes.
I thought so too.
As long as you started to drop creep before the layer was killed, you'll continue to drop creep.
That's what I thought as well. So I guess, well, he lost a layer all along, so I guess he never really got up to a layer again. There's only one probe. It's actually kind of crazy that, man, these circlings! Do we have a probe with the army? Oh, okay, I was about to say, like, there should be one more probe, otherwise you will actually make it possible for yourself to lose this game. There's an extractor over here as well that's bleeding out. There's a chance that all of these Protoss buildings will die, but I have the feeling that this guy over here, he's the true MVP. But actually, you know, the Protoss might be able to kill all the extractors around the map. Things are looking very, very, very good for SKT1.
I'm just worried because Classic has no buildings left. Like, he's actually, there are extractors all over the map, but that hatchery in the bottom right keeps the extractors from all being revealed.
True. That's actually a really good point. I didn't see that hatch going down. My minimap vision was
there's
blocked.
There's still 8 drones, and he can build a few
Okay.
extractors.
So he has 198 minerals, Nate. That means a pylon and an assimilator. I would build them next to each other. I know that sounds silly, but I would guard it with a part of my army, because there's not a whole lot of DPS in the army of Czech. Czech has 3 Zerglings, 11 Mutalisk. Oh my god. Is this game actually going to be close? Because it really should not have been close, ever.
I agree. This game it's gotten out of hand.
Okay, he's gonna fight. Does he know about the hatch? He's like, okay, I've not checked one base yet. I guess he's also just chasing. Killing creep too
Didn't
much.
seem like he checked.
No, he doesn't know yet. Alright, so soon, Nate, it's 2 gateways and 3 pylons. He should find it, right? Okay, yeah, he's gonna send 3... Are these the only buildings left?
Where's the probe?
Hey, oh no! He saw the creep. Okay, he saw the creep, Where did that probe go? Guys, probe?
It looks like it's in the top center. Oh, okay, there it is.
Okay, so he's gonna find this hatch. Where are the drones? Where are the drones? Do we have anything else? I think this is it, right? Is the hatch it?
There was another one that made it to the left side.
Really?
Yeah, he's got an extractor building over there. That's his only building.
Okay, probe. Where's the probe? Okay, probe build the assimilator.
Wait, he's got another extractor in the natural. Oh no! Wait, so I think.
Mutalisk are gonna. Yeah, no, there's not enough DPS.
Well, this is awkward.
I mean, he can split up. Okay, now you should just.
He can actually
suicide on the assimilator.
He can actually afford to build a drone with the larva that he has, and then build another extractor.
Yeah. I still don't. Sorry, I want to believe Czech, but it's just not going to happen, Nate. Like, the Protoss army is too strong. There are not enough Mutalisk, and you know okay. There's a Void Rayo scouting around. There are 2 buildings. There's no way that 11 Mutalisk will be able to kill these 2 buildings before this extractor is
he
going
built,
to
he built a pylon too. He's going to kill all the buildings off. GG. Classic wins 2-0. After what was a game that he definitely had in the bag, but almost managed to throw away, I guess you could say.
It all started with that Zergling Corruptor. That is indeed, you know, the purpose is try to reset the Colossus count so your Zerglings are very effective, or, you know, if that doesn't happen, at least kill the Phoenixes so you can switch into Mutalisk. Just, Classic did a very good job in realizing what was going on. Also tried to buy as much time as possible by throwing up cannons everywhere. That really made it so much harder for this relatively low Muta count. And I think that Czech got very man. It's confusing because how often do we call 2 players that both start with the character C, like 2 nicknames? That doesn't really happen very often, I think. But I think that Czech got a little bit unfortunate with a bunch of Mutalisk that spawned at hatcheries that were being attacked. Because he had like 15 Mutalisk and then like 4 or 5 popped, but his count just stayed at 14, 15 while I was looking at the base turret and stuff. So I felt like 6 or 7 Mutalisk got caught in transit, and that just really prevented the Muta number from snowballing.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that one, man. I was really concerned towards the end when all those buildings started to die. Like you mentioned, splitting the army. It seemed like he should have been able to do that without losing everything, but playing a bit cautiously almost cost him the game. 1 assimilator versus 1 extractor at the end.
That sounds like the start of a terrible movie.
And the end of an awesome movie.
The ultimate stare down. The extractor
like
versus
the
assimilator.
The ultimate showdown of gas mining.
Yeah, and they just like give gas signals to each other. I could see it happen. Anyways, congratulations to Classic. He will advance to the winners match of Group B at the Intel Extreme Masters Taipei, where he will go up against either, I want to say Fnatic Rain, but it's definitely not Fnatic Rain, My Insanity's Rain, against a man that is indeed part of Fnatic. It is Harstem, my Dutch Protoss player, or brother I should say. I think that game is currently going on at the main stream, so make sure to check it out, twitch.tv/ESLTV_SC2. And of course, a shout out to all of our awesome sponsors that make the Intel Extreme Masters happen. And of course, Nate, we have to start with Intel. when the league is called the Intel Extreme Masters, I feel we have to give some love to
Intel's
Intel.
pretty important, one of those sponsors.
Yeah, I feel like without Intel, it would be pretty hard to run this bad boy. But of course, massive shout out and thanks as well to Rocket, Gigabyte, HyperX, and BenQ for allowing us to watch all these awesome tournaments throughout the entire year. For now, we're going to head over to a very small break, and after that, we'll be back on this channel with the lower bracket match of Group B. That's also going to be our final best of 3 of the day. Man, I want to cast more StarCraft. I feel like we just started.
Terrans are all gone, man.
Well, it is definitely going to be a PvZ, because it doesn't matter who loses between Hearthstone or Rain. He will go up against Czech. Stay tuned. You're watching the Intel Extreme Masters secondary stream live from Southern California.